Good evening. I'd like to call to order the meeting for Bedford Township for March 21st, 2023. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, at this time, if Pastor Andrew Brammer of Assembly of Christians could open us up in prayer.
Thank you for the freedoms that you have given us, Lord. The freedoms to gather, to participate in our government in this way. Father, I just pray that you would bless this community with wisdom, with common purpose, with grace toward one another, Lord. And Father, I just pray that you would grant this board here tonight wisdom to deal with everything that will arise, and that they would do so fairly and with great charity, Lord. And I pray that through this you would be glorified. In Christ's name, amen.
Amen. Okay. Thank you very much. Item 2 is approval of the agenda.
Make a motion to approve tonight's agenda.
Support. Okay, motion in support of Mr. Bruning. Discussion. Okay, seeing none, could you call the roll, please?
Mr. Bohr?
Aye.
Mr. Bruning?
Aye.
Steiner is excused. Mr. Mottry?
Aye.
Ms. Jandisek?
Aye.
Mr. Peroni?
Aye.
And Hirschberger is excused.
The motion passed 5-0. Item 3, the consent agenda. The agenda committee recommends to approve and place on file the minutes of the March 7th, 2023 regular meeting of the Bedford Township Board, the general savings, pooled funds, and CD reports from the treasurer for February 2023, the balance sheet and revenue expense report for period ending February 28th, 2023. I look for a motion.
I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve tonight's consent agenda.
Support. Okay, motion is supported by Mr. Bruning. Any more discussion? Okay, could you call the roll, please?
Mr. Bohr?
Aye.
Mr. Bruning?
Aye.
Mr. Mottry?
Aye.
Jandisek?
Aye.
And Mr. Peroni?
Aye, the motion passed 5-0. Item 4 is update from the Monroe County Sheriff's Department under Sheriff Pauly. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me. Just a few things tonight for the update. Probably some of it's going to be repetitive. The monthly stats for the month of February, this is just your contracted deputies, your 10 deputies. Handled 502 complaints, 65 supplements, 147 assists, made 10 arrests, and requested 34 charges to the prosecutor's office for additional cases. Made a total of 200 traffic stops, 37 police, 37 crashes, and issued 87 citations. So there's nothing really out of whack with that. And as promised, I know I've been talking about the monthly reports. Effective March 1st, we've kind of flipped the switch. So next month you will get a radically different report. I believe we sent you a sample report. I don't know if that was in the packet or not. But you're going to get a report that I'll be able to actually put up on the big screen here. That's just going to kind of list, like today I brought this one here. It's got the total arrests. It identifies what the nature of the arrests were. For example, we had 2 simple assault arrests, 1 aggravated felony arrest. There was a resisting, a couple failed to appear, obstructing justice arrests. And rounding out with some drunk driving and drug offense arrests. So you're going to get those stats, so people are going to actually see what we're arresting for, not just a simple number. Additionally, I got another pretty lengthy report that indicates the types of calls for service that we did a police report on. For example, in the month of February, we had 1 sexual assault, 4th degree, 14 assault battery complaints, and I can go on and on. We can go through larcenies, drunk drivings, vehicle crashes. So this document will list all of those, so everybody can see, what we're writing reports on and sending to the prosecutor's office, or investigating anyway. Then we're going to have another report that shows all of the, I guess, calls for service that we go on. And for the people that don't know, we handle more than just criminal complaints. We handle stuff that we call, trouble with subjects or civil matters, things of that nature. So you'll get a report like that. Now, this does not necessarily mean that we wrote a report. It's just a call for service that we went on. Maybe we documented it through what we call a card complaint, which is where you just kind of document who you talked to, what the nature was, no crime committed, whatever. It's just a brief summary. So those reports are coming next month. We are still going to build out additional reports. What you won't have, I know you won't have it for this next meeting, you will not have citations, and you will not have crash reports yet. We're still working some bugs out, again, with the system, but eventually you're going to get those reports. Which kind of leads me into my next thing, which I know a lot of people had talked to us, citizens anyway, they had talked about having heat maps. We are going to have the ability to have a heat map, and I don't know if we could put that up on the big screen. There you go. So this is going to be an example of a heat map, and this has not. This is something that we did that I'll explain here in a second here. But all of those red dots indicate a traffic stop. We can make a heat map where we could indicate, where traffic crashes are happening. We could isolate to, let's say there's a larceny or a burglary spree going on. We can isolate that, and we can certainly show that to the community. And I think we're going to have the ability to put it up on a website or send you guys the link. So if you wanted to put it on your website, we'll certainly have it on ours, so the citizens can see exactly, what's happening where. So again, this is part of that robust system that we're moving to. Again, we're still working out the kinks, and I'm grateful for your patience with that. Does anybody have any questions on that, or so far? Okay, good. At the trade fair, we were in attendance, and we had quite a few citizens. Yeah, if we could have that heat map back up, that'd be great. We had quite a few citizens indicate they had some issues with traffic enforcement. So the sheriff ordered, it was Monday through yesterday, so the day after the trade fair on the 13th through yesterday, so 8 days total. We swamped the area to the point where we started receiving phone calls from the citizens going, what's going on? We brought our traffic unit down. We made a mandate that we wanted to saturate these areas. And that's what this heat map represents. I know you have some in front of you, but I'll just move the mouse here. It's not working, but you can see where Summerfield Road is. You can identify, where Lewis is, Jackman, Secor. Those were some of the biggest areas where we received complaints of whether they were running stop signs, speeding, a lot of speeding. So again, we deployed our resources in that area. So for that 8-day stretch, we made a total of 164 traffic stops. We did issue 95 citations, and we gave 74 warnings. Again, we're not advocating our deputies, write citations. We're more or less, we want the lights going, we want the stops, we want them identified, and we leave it to their discretion. If they feel a citation is warranted, then we leave that discretion up to them to issue that. But we're just happy that the enforcement's happening, that the lights are on, and that people understand that we're there, we're going to enforce traffic, we're going to stop you. So this is that 8-day stretch that you see here. You can see there was quite a few stops on Summerfield, Secor. I believe that's Lewis Avenue, and Crab Road was another issue as well as Smith and Stern. So, and again, that's kind of where we're going to be coming with these heat maps for this kind of activity. So, and ironically, we during this 8-day stretch, we ended up policing 8 traffic crashes, and we decided to do the 8 previous days to this slot of days, and ironically, we had 8 crashes too. So we didn't really see the number of or reduction in crash. I know it was a small snippet of time, but I think when we go year over year, I think you'll be able to see, hopefully that, when we deploy our resources, based on data, we might be able to see a reduction in crashes or speeding or, whatever. So, so that's what we did this past week, and you'll see. Well, no, you won't. You won't see that report for next month because we're not going to record that data. So, I was told by our guy who's building this out that expect those reports probably by summer, if not sooner. So, and I'm not sure the reason why. I'm not a computer person by any stretch or a software developer, but that's what he assures me. And then finally, I guess I wanted to talk about, we've seen an increase in people coming around public building and public spaces, video recording. I'm not here to warn you or I advise you of any, how to handle that, but I think it's a good idea just as a township and a government body to kind of have a plan if they do come in. There's a lot of misunderstanding as to what they're doing. Certainly, I can see why it can be a disruption to the day. But typically, what's happening is we're getting called saying that people are recording, in the lobbies, in the public areas, public spaces, and we come there and we find out that they're not actually committing a crime. So we just don't want that misunderstanding. So it might be a good idea to just brush up on what's allowed. They're First Amendment auditors. They've been going around the state. They've hit Monroe now. In the past couple of months, they've been down at least 3 times that I'm aware. And what they're looking for is they're looking for an argument. They're looking for to engage. They're looking for as public officials to kind of lose their cool. They're looking for the police to lose their cool. So it's just, I guess, a PSA for you. So, but that's all I have. If you have any questions.
Now, Jeff, just on that First Amendment, we've already seen them in the courthouse.
Yes.
They walk around with a GoPro on a stick, and they are looking for a confrontation. We just ignore them. They're allowed to be there. It's open to the public. They can't record inside the courtroom. So we see them walking around. Hey, how you doing? And we let them go about their business, and they go away.
Exactly. They're looking for that engagement.
They are looking for the negative engagement.
Yes. And chances are they know the law better than than we do. They're looking to push the envelope, push the limits, and.
Well, they're looking for somebody to tell them that they're not allowed to do something that they're allowed to do.
Correct.
That's where then you'd be in the wrong, and then that's what they're looking for.
Then you end up on YouTube. And
yep.
Just ignore them.
Just ignore them.
You would be great on YouTube tasing one of them.
Oh,
I'll give you $100 if you
no.
Anybody else have any further questions?
No.
Polly, we thank you very much for
All right.
being here.
Thank you. You guys have a good night. See
Appreciate
you in
it.
a couple weeks.
Okay. Up next is public comment. Comments limited to 5 minutes for board agenda items only. Just please state your comment and agenda item you're speaking on.
I don't want to hit that. Gail Kane, 1056 West Temperance, in no particular order, 8B, D, and E, number 1 and 3C. Thanks for putting the flags up front. Number 3C, the last entry in the fund balance is unassigned. So I'm trying to find out, is this ARPA money? I don't see a line where the ARPA money is titled. And so since that money is restricted, I would think that there would be a specific titling of ARPA on that fund balance sheet. So that's just a question. And I would like to see some year-end totals for some of the expenditures. For example, how much did you spend on dead deer retrieval? It would be nice if that was a total versus constantly being put under the consent agenda and then losing track of it. 8D, the equipment. I've heard this is used and refurbished. So can you verify that it's new? And points regarding 8E. Okay, it's already been budgeted. It's for general business and community, yet I believe the BBA turned this down with good reason. And the DDA is busy buying paint and police cameras. So why would general funds be used? What has this group done, which will be for the community or the taxpayer? You don't want to pay to belong to TMACOG. You already belong to CMACOG, but you don't trust them or the MTA to give the information that you need for the wages on the compensation committee. But you want to spend $10,000 to hang out with Ann Arbor and Detroit and talk about apples and pears. But I forgot, we are on equal footing with Detroit because that's what we compared our sidewalks for the ARPA monies. Number D, selected businesses. If it's not for all of them, then they should be able to pick. Portion F says it'll serve at the discretion of the supervisor on committees. It doesn't say which. And I believe that it should be the whole board that gets this assignment and not just the supervisor. Other points of concern, it sounds like a CIP to me. Do we need two? They use the word trustees loosely, it seems. There's no liability if someone goofs. It's an auto renewal. I mean, we couldn't even keep track of dead deer money, and we spent $10,000 when we had set a limit of $2,500. So I'm trying to figure out what has Tim Lake's group already done as it stood before. Are we still going to be paying him at that time? Or are we going to have another person with heavy pockets on our dime? If this is for the businesses or for the industries, let them pay for it. And in the meantime, don't vote yes or don't vote on this if you can't be explicitly clear with exactly what everybody's jobs are and what purpose this is going to serve and who it is going to serve. Thank you.
Thank you for your positive comments. Any more comments from the public? Okay. All right, moving on to 8A, vouchers for payment. Ms. Janizek?
I'd like to make a motion that the following vouchers be approved for payment. The general fund in the amount of $205,976.23. Fire district fund in the amount of $10,147.34. Downtown Development Authority in the amount of $330.11. Library operating fund in the amount of $72,066.06. Stony Brook Brookwood SAD in the amount of $15,982.18. Deer Creek SAD in the amount of $1,460.50. DDA Construction Fund, $3,551.50. Building Department, $497.95. Sewer O&M Fund, the amount of $663,663.93. Trust and Agency Fund in the amount of $2,668.51 for a grand total of $776,344.31.
Support.
Motion is supported. Mr. Gore, any more discussion?
I just want to let everyone know the reason why the general fund is so high is because we had to pay the township at large drain assessments to the county for payment that we do every year during the end of tax season.
Okay. Any more comments? Seeing none, could you call the roll, please?
Ms. Janusik?
Aye.
Mr. Gore?
Aye.
Mr. Montroy?
Aye.
Mr. Bruning?
Aye.
Mr. Cronin?
Aye, the motion passed 5-0. Up next, AB, the request for a BZA fee waiver for the farmers market. Anybody have any comments or question on it? Okay, I look for a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve the request from Lambertville United Methodist Church to the Township Board to waive the Board of Zoning Appeals fee for the farmers market.
Support.
A motion is supported by Mr. Montry. Any discussion?
We'll just add in the fee is, I'm looking at is $275. Do we want to add that?
Okay.
I'll accept the friendly amendment.
This is something that we've done every year. So.
Do every year. It's a great addition to the community. Bob, we appreciate all your hard work on it and keeping it going. So, yep. Okay, could you call the roll, please?
Mr. Bruning?
Aye.
Mr. Montroy?
Aye.
Mr. Gore?
Aye.
Ms. Janusik?
Aye.
And Mr. Cronin?
Aye, the motion passed 5-0. Item 8C, approve the hiring of a full-time firefighter/paramedic. Chief?
Good evening. So we currently have 9 positions approved. We right now have 7 filled. This individual is going to be, out of the last position that we posted, would be the second that we're hiring from that posting. So he would go into the 8th position that we have vacant right now. Right now we have been keeping some of them open, but as we have seen increase in run volume, it's time now to fill one more spot. So we're requesting to fill the 8th spot with the gentleman that you have.
Any questions for Chief? Okay. All right, I look for a motion.
Make a motion to approve the hiring of a full-time firefighter paramedic as presented.
Support.
Okay, motion supported. Any more discussion?
I was talking with Trudy before the meeting, and she just wanted me to let you guys know that this is the only application that we received by the deadline. That's why there's only the one application that was enclosed. And the person did go through the same screening process that everyone else has gone through, the background screening.
All right, could you call the roll, please?
Mr. Gore?
No, Mr.
Oh, Mr. Montrey, I'm sorry.
Aye, I guess.
Mr. Burning?
Aye.
Mr. Gore?
Aye.
Ms. Janusik?
Aye.
And Mr. Peroni?
Aye, and the motion passed 5-0.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chief. Thank you. Okay, item 8D, approval to purchase a chipper through MyDeal. This is something that the board budgeted last year, and we've been keeping our eye out for a chipper through MyDeal, and they called us a couple weeks ago saying they had one available, so it is new. I'm not sure where Ms. Keene got that information, but this is something I feel like will be an asset for many different reasons. I'm not sure the board really knows, but we have roughly 30 properties, roughly, with all the pocket parks and different parks and areas. So lots of the areas have trees. Currently, right now, we have a tree down at is it the Lambertville Cemetery? The Lambertville Cemetery that we're actually looking at renting a chipper for, and that's why we've held off on doing it until we could prove this, and that would have been around $3,000. So by purchasing that, they'll actually pay us through the insurance to rent ours. So that's just one of many times. There's a lot of times that we have to hire out due to the job volume with our maintenance crew, and this will help out with cutting down the workload. And when we're at a park and we're chipping up, because you could chip up to 12-inch trees with this, you can utilize it around the disc golf baskets. You can utilize it through the trail system, through the trails at Parmley Park for where they play disc golf. Parmley Park, we get many large branches down. At that point, we just grind them up and prep around the holes and stuff. So it'll come in handy, in my opinion, a lot. So, any comments, questions? Ms. Janusik?
Again, I talked with Trudy. She wanted me to make it known what she is in need of this chipper immediately to get the cemeteries cleaned up after the ice storm. If approved tonight, she will submit a bill to the insurance for rental of the chipper. It will be billed at a rate of approximately $300 a day. So, that's what she wanted.
Does this come with any type of warranty or anything like that? Do we know? I was looking and maybe I glanced over it.
You know, Nancy?
I'm not 100% sure on that, Joe. I can't imagine that it doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't have some sort of manufacturer, but that's a good question.
I'll find out, and if we can, I'll see if we could purchase one through them or something. I mean,
I was just curious.
yeah.
I'm chipper, $43,000. I don't know if they I don't know anything about them. I don't know if they standardly come with a warranty or anything, because it's going to get used a lot, I'm sure. So, you going to make a motion?
And then like Aldous said, because I was against this chipper as per the park board when I don't have it with me. I read it the last time as far as maintenance, upkeep, and everything else. This chipper costs $43,000. I called Great Lakes Rental today just to see how much it is to rent a chipper, and it costs $200 for 24 hours. So, just ballpark math, we could rent a chipper for 200 days and still be under the $43,000. I just don't think it's a good spend, but that's me. So I will not be supporting it because of that reason.
To keep in mind, something like this will be in use for 50 years.
So it breaks, and you got to pay for it, and then you're over it. So
Yeah.
I don't think it's a wise purchase. That's just my 2 cents, and that's what I'm saying.
Any more comments or questions? Okay.
I was just going to have you expound upon what my deal is, just for like public information.
It's for government purchasing. Same thing like we get the vehicles through the sheriff's department with. Road commission uses it. Any government entities.
I understand what it is.
Oh, you're one thing. Yes. Yeah, it's just for government purchasing.
That you're leveraging state contracts.
Right. So I will look into the warranty, though, Joe.
Okay.
So, okay, I look for a motion.
I'll go ahead and make a motion that we purchase the chipper from Bandit in the amount of $43,142.
Support.
Okay, motion supportive of Ms. Januzak. Any more discussion? I'll just say one more thing. You know, I can kind of compare the chipper to us owning a backhoe or buying the mini excavator. It's not something we use every day, but it comes in a lot handy, and same thing with the chipper. I mean, it'll come in handy when you need it. We don't have trees fall every single day, but it's a great tool for the maintenance department. So I think it's a good purchase, in my opinion. Could you call the roll, please?
Mr. Gore?
Aye.
Ms. Janusik?
Aye.
Mr. Montroy?
Aye.
Mr. Bruning?
No.
And Mr. Pearoni?
Aye, the motion passed 4-1. Okay, 8E, approve the Bedford Township and Monroe County Business Alliance Service Agreement. As many of you know, this is the Business Development Corporation. A lot of the deals that happen through different entities, business owners, you could contact John Bates with Heitman Steel. Tim Lake's the guy that everybody goes to, and his company or brand, you know, for putting deals together, bringing companies in, making sure properties are zoned properly. He gets involved with our committees. He sat on Lewis Avenue Redevelopment Committee for 2 straight years with us, helping us along the way. You know, there's just many different things that they do. It's another one of those things. Do we utilize them every single day? No, but I can tell you this, every couple of weeks, I'm recommending a business owner to give them a call. And they have a lot of success with them. I think it's a great partner for the township. Unlike what a resident said about Temacog, you know, we do get bang for our buck with the Business Development Corporation. So I highly recommend we continue to partner with them and use them. They're overseeing the Monroe County Tourism Bureau now, and they started the Michigan Cornerstone program that helps start up businesses and promotes tourism. So, you know, just another couple things that they're doing. So.
Been doing this for a while too, correct?
Yeah, it's. I don't know exactly how many years in a row, but I want to say roughly 10 years, I think.
I thought, give or take.
So, okay, I look for a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the Bedford Township and Monroe County Business Alliance Service Agreement as presented.
Okay, I'll support. Okay, motion is supported by Prony. Any more discussion? Okay, could you call the roll, please?
Mr. Montroy?
Aye.
Mr. Peroni?
Aye.
Mr. Gord?
Aye.
Mr. Bruning?
No.
And Ms. Janusik?
Aye.
Okay, the motion passed 4-1. Okay, number 9, comments from the public. Comments limited to 2 minutes. Come on up.
Gail Kane, 1056 West Temperance. First off, if it's new, it should have a warranty. And I would assume then that that insurance money is going to go towards the payment for that piece of equipment. Sadly, we're throwing away another $10,000. I sat at the Lewis Avenue corridor meetings, never saw Mr. Lake. There's always talk before and after these meetings. And following the last meeting, Mr. Peroni openly gloated about how he and his gang had stopped the Temperance Farmers Market. Now, that was the beginnings of a farmers market. Not the first, but a revitalization of them in this community. What I found most interesting was that he verbally confirmed what we had long assumed, that he and his wife, who sat on that board, received monetary compensation. So see, it's the church asked for permission, but it's the farmers market that holds the 501c3 and the monies that they collect. And what do they do with them? So I'm not against a farmers market. I agree, they should probably get that rebate. But this is just some of the stuff. It's just another one of those crooked carrots that we're finding down in those rabbit holes that we're hoping to expose. And Mr. Peroni has said he's not running for office again. Do you want to make a bet he finds himself in that pillar community that you just gave $10,000 to?
Is there any way that you could show some proof of that my wife and I collected funds? Or are you just going to... No, I'm asking you to show some proof. Because if you're going to say things like that, you should show some proof. Because quite frankly, I'm tired of you coming up here and being dishonest. You need to be honest, Ms. Keene. That's not cool. Okay, Mr. Gagne, come with some proof if you want to say allegations about money. That's sad.
Ken Gagne, 8311 Lambert Street. I was going to get up and talk about the chipper, but now that it's been approved, I want to bring something up. I don't know how the maintenance department works, but if this chipper is going to take a 12-inch log, I'd like to know if there's going to be training on this chipper and who's going to run this chipper, if it's going to be just anybody in the maintenance department, because these things are dangerous. If it'll take a 12-inch log, it'll take a person. And there's farm accidents that you hear about every year where somebody went through a combine. And I think there should be training on this chipper. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Any more comments from the public? Okay. All right, comments from board members. Mr. Matra?
Nothing from me.
Okay, Mr. Gore?
Everybody have a good week. Have a good spring break if you're traveling, and be safe.
Okay, Mr. Bruning?
Same thing. I don't think anything's going on. Wrestling's and Greco now. Everyone have a good week, good spring break, and let summer get here.
Okay, Ms. Januzak?
Everyone have a wonderful week and a good weekend.
Okay, a couple things. The Health Department is putting on Earth Day Expo Saturday, April 22nd from 11 to 2. There'll be educational exhibits, literacy school project activities, food trucks, and lots of music and family fun. So if you're looking for something to do, it'll be at the Monroe County Community College. It was great to see the trade fair back. I think the group put a great trade fair on. They a lot of hard work involved with it, and very proud that it's back and happy to see it back. If you're interested in getting involved with the girls softball field, please contact Doug Steinman. He's looking for partners within that field to get finished up. We're going to be taking on the project. We budgeted, I think, $5,000 for landscaping, so the whole front. It's looking pretty rough. We're going to be tearing out a lot of the bushes. Be having a maintenance guy here on a daily basis, cleaning it up, reseeding, and getting some things tore out of there and painted up and sealed up, so that'll be looking a lot better out front. You know, the comments, Ms. Keene, about, you know, taking money, it's sad that this is the stuff that we deal with and have to listen to on a regular basis. You know, my wife and I never took one dime in the volunteering that we did starting the farmers market roughly 8-9 years ago. So it's sad that a resident has to come up and say silly things like that. This is what we deal with on a regular basis, unfortunately. One individual had more FOIAs than the whole community put together. You know how much time that takes from the clerk's department? More. You know how much time that takes from the road commission, from the drain commission, from the state? You'd be blown away how much one person in this community takes that time up like that. So when I hear stuff like that, it's just sad. So lots of positive things going on in this community. You know, with the DDA, all the money that they're collecting from the tax capture, they're just going to continue to beautify that area. I'd like to meet with Mr. Gore in the next few weeks to discuss the Lewis Avenue redevelopment group and really get that sparked up again to get the downtown Temperance area thriving and get some people involved. You know, there's just a lot of positive things happening with our sheriff's department, our fire department. I could go on and on. People need to look at the positive things, not the negative. There's so much positive things going on in this community. You know, and if you're looking at me for the issues, take a look at yourself. So I want to thank everybody for all the hard work that they put into this. It's a lot, you know. So looking forward to the sidewalks this year and all the other projects. So other than that, no further comments or questions. Okay. Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Adjourned.